Hello, welcome to another video. This one's kind of like traveling back in time. I've managed to find this PC on eBay as a complete set. It comes with the tower, the speakers, the floppy drive seems to have been taken out of here, keyboard and the screen, the CRT screen, Targa. And it also came with a printer and a scanner. But first we'll look at the PC and see what we've got. I don't know what's inside. There is an Intel Pentium 2 sticker on the front. But if we have a look at the back, we've got some fairly old looking technology. We've got an AT keyboard connector that's with the keyboard. And if we spin the tower around, we can have a look. I've got a 32-speed CD, a CD rewriter here. There's volume controls and play and stop and eject, and so that gives you an idea of how old it is. It's very rare that you'd actually get a play button on a CD-ROM drive these days. Well, do they still make them? So yeah, spin this round. Show you what's in the back, and here you can sort of see the age. It's got an output for the power supply. It's got the AT keyboard connector. We've got a video card and a sound card, and then the serial ports and a printer port, but there's no mouse port. So luckily I have a serial mouse that I can plug into here to so that I've got a mouse if this works. But before actually trying to power this on, I'm going to test the power supply because I don't want this to go wrong. I think because of this it's not got PS2. I think we're talking about early Pentium 2 technology. So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep the editing to a minimum and we'll see how far we get. Any guesses as to what the graphics card will be? There's no sort of branding on any of the kit. These are called Zodiac speakers, never heard of them. Targa, vague memories of that, but not really. Turbo Track keyboard, and there's an Epson printer as well. So let's have a look in here. Loud noise is over. We can begin to have a look inside. Okay, there is no hard drive. This has been quite quickly removed to remove the hard drive, and they've not really bothered to kind of put this back in properly. So we won't be booting anything up. And yeah, this is cable tied, so it's a PC that's been built by a system builder, I would say, rather than a DIY build it yourself system. I've got a speaker at the bottom here, and this says SAS, and we've got an Ultra power supply. Bring this a bit closer and bring some light into the scene. Okay, so we can see that there's a Pentium, it looks like a 400 512. So Pentium 2 400. This is looking good. If I can move this stuff out of the way, which I can't really because it's all cable tied together. Got SD RAM. Is that BX down here? PC100BX. Got the floppy drive connection, but behind here there is both AT power connectors. I'll try and show you that. I need to move the camera actually. So here, this is the AT power connectors for this AT power supply, but there's also ATX connectors on the motherboard. So if this power supply doesn't work, I don't have any more AT power supplies, but I do have spare ATX power supplies, so that's a good thing. We've got one stick of RAM, got the audio connection, and everything is built in to the motherboard. So I see, yeah, we don't have a graphics card, there's no AGP slot, and there's no sound card. Everything is built into the motherboard, which was kind of surprising. So these are the sound connectors that will connect to the motherboard. We've got the video connector which will connect to the motherboard, and then the other connections also connect to the motherboard. What else can we see? Got a battery down here that looks okay. Not really that much to report. I'm not seeing straight away any problems with the capacitors or any issues on the motherboard. But yeah, I was kind of expecting to see, you know, AGP, graphics card, sound card, etc. But they're not there, but it doesn't really matter. It's a neat sort of system. Pentium 2 400, 512 100, and I can't see a sticker on the memory that's saying anything unless it's under here. But we should be able to find a hard drive to put in here, and I would say install Windows 98 on this system. That would probably be a good option. So, should we test the power supply? Actually, I can't test the power supply because I don't have anything that tests AT power supplies. So, I guess I'm going to have to try this power supply and see if it works. I will have a quick look at it first. Not seeing anything visually that looks wrong with it. Just see if I can see the brand. So this is the power supply, 230. I don't know, goes up to quite high maybe. Interesting. Actually, what I'll do is I should be able to switch this on with this and these connected, and maybe a hard drive and the motherboard disconnected, just so that I can see if this powers on without blowing up. Because if it blows up on the motherboard, that would be not good. Let me just find a hard drive. Okay, I've got a hard drive. I'll connect the power to this. This is just kind of annoyingly hanging about in the way, like, I guess, I don't know, something. And the hard drive, and let's disconnect the motherboard because I don't want it to blow up. These are the AT power connectors. Whoops. And the black parts go together. That's how you plug them in. If you get them the wrong way around, you blow things up. Okay, so I'll plug in the power. Find where my power cable's gone. Okay, so power cable going in now. nothing happened. It's got a physical switch, so I'll press that now. Okay, that's quite quiet. These optical drives don't seem to be responding at the moment, but the hard drive's powered up. This isn't very noisy and the fan is working. So maybe we connect it all up and see if the PC powers up. Okay, so I'll just connect everything up and switch this off first. So this is where the ATX and AT power connectors are, just so you can see those. And this is the processor. Let's have a look at the fan. Not too dusty. And is this the one of the chips on the board? I'm also going to plug in the monitor and see if that works. So find the power connection. Okay, so the power cable's in. I'm going to press the power button now. And it looks like that works, and there's quite a lot of controls on here. Let's see if we get any kind of picture. We might need to have this switched on to get a picture on here. Might have gone into standby mode. That's it off. That's it on. And let me switch this on. Okay, so we've got a fairly loud processor fan. We've got this coming on. And we've got a date of 1999. Let me bring that closer. And it says it's a Pentium 2 266. Probably because we haven't got the front side bus speed set up. But we've got 65 megabytes of RAM. And we've got a PC that's working. I haven't plugged the keyboard in, or the mouse, or the speakers. Let's see if these open. Okay, so we've got one of these that's opening. The fan noise has stopped, which is nice. This is great. This is just, it's got much quieter now that that fan's calmed down. Let me show you these speakers. These are interesting because they have a power cable coming out of the back. They've got a volume controller power switch, and this power cable actually piggybacks onto the kettle lead. So yeah, apparently this was a thing back in the day, and in fact if there was a cable that came from the back of the power supply, we could also have that going to the monitor. People don't do things like this anymore, but they used to. It used to be the way of doing things. Yeah, so let me plug in the keyboard, mouse, and have a look around the BIOS. Okay, so let me switch everything off, and then we'll start from the scratch, and we'll I haven't connected the speakers, but we'll start from scratch and I'll switch everything off individually. and then we'll switch on the computer. So I'll go into the BIOS, and there we have the BIOS. So the date on the optical drive is March 1999. The date on the BIOS is March 1999. We should have perhaps some controls around the processor or front side bus. Here we are, CPU plug and play, so 100 megahertz. We should go for 4 times 100 gives us a 400 megahertz CPU. We've got the temperature, which is good, 23 degrees C. Fan speed, voltages, 5 volts, 3.4, and some other voltages. I don't know what they're meant to be, but the 5 and the 3.4 is good. So we've got optimal or performance settings, supervisor passwords, auto detect hard disks, save settings and exit. Let's do that. Oh, here we go. There was the SAS SIS graphics chip there. That's and we're running Pentium 3 at 400 megahertz. This is great. Let's see what the graphics chip is. SIS 6326 AGP, 8 megabytes of. So that's that's an old graphics card. Nothing particularly special about that, but it's built into the motherboard, so can't really complain. And here it's looking for something to boot from. We don't have a floppy drive, we don't have a hard drive, we don't have a CD. So at the moment we've got a system that just kind of works, which is a nice surprise. We could do with replacing the CMOS battery, and from here we can install Windows 98 once I put a hard drive in it. And yeah, it'll be quite a fun little project. The lack of AGP graphics card slot is a little disappointing. That would have been a nice thing to have, but yeah, depends what you want to do with it really. Maybe just some DOS gaming, or it'd be great at Quake actually, with the Pentium 2 processor. So yeah, I think we will continue with this and find this PC a hard drive, put that in, and sort of start the process of installing Windows 98. But for now, I think we'll stop this here, and we'll do another video on this at a later date. But yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in another video. This is the monitor, made in January 1999. Model number there, power rating, etc. And it has got a hardwired VGA cable. Seems to have an blanked out audio in, which is interesting. I don't think that comes out, but maybe some of these models came with built-in speakers. But yeah, thanks for watching, and big shout out to channel members and all subscribers, old and new. Thanks for watching. Bye.